Good afternoon, I'm Sean Yao and this is One News Now. The Cebu provincial government is opposing the no vaccine, no ride policy, calling it discriminatory and anti-poor. Jenny Dongon with the full report.
As the no-vax, no-ride rule continues to confuse drivers and commuters alike in Metro Manila, the provincial government of Cebu says it will not in any way adopt the said policy. In a memorandum addressed to all Cebu mayors, Governor Gwen Garcia reiterated the COVID-19 Vaccination Program Act does not require vaccine cards for education, employment, and other government transactions. For Garcia, it's a discriminatory policy.
That is anti-poor. How can you require everyone to have this vaccination card presented for them to avail of public transport? As I have always said, vaccination is a matter of choice. Give that respect to the individual.
Instead, the province will be strict with passenger capacity, with a no overloading policy in public vehicles, with open windows and no air conditioning. Drivers are still required to wear face masks and air purifiers.
Those are the things that will be checked, but there will be no further requirement. There will be no further requirement like the presentation of the vaccination card. That is anti-poor.
Cebu, along with Cebu City and Lapu-Lapu, has one of the highest active cases in Central Visayas. With thousands in active cases, lines have started to form in pharmacies. From early morning until late afternoon, people lined up in the hopes of buying paracetamol and other flu medicines. This was the case for Lola Gloria, who waited for hours just to buy her cough's medicines.
Ito sana ang bibiling ko pero isa pa lang ang nabili ko. Kulang pa ng 6.
Mang Alexander, meanwhile, had to go more than 2 pharmacies just to buy vitamins. He was not able to purchase one.
Hirap talaga, doon kami dati. Lumipat kami dito, ganun pa rin. Dami, mga vitamins, ubos na lagi.
The Cebu City LGU urged Cebuanos to stay calm. Mayor Michael Rama likewise assured that there is no medicine shortage in the city, but they have also asked the assistance of the province and national government to allocate medicine supplies for them.
To conduct a meeting with all the drugstores on how, through, and why, and where can we be of assistance. But as far as the City Health Department, they are also doing already emergency purchase.
For News 5, Jenny Dongon, We Are One News.
And stranded passengers have camped out outside the Manila North Port after being barred from boarding a ship headed back to their province in Zamboanga. All this just because they are not yet fully vaccinated. Justine Punsalang with the rest of the story.
10 days after waiting outside Manila North Port, stranded Badjaus were finally allowed to enter this morning. 90 were stranded outside the port, 21 of which were minors. They were barred from boarding their ship going to Zamboanga as they are still partially vaccinated.
Kompleto na naman kami sa ticket. Pero ang problema, kulang daw isang bakunado.
Nabakunahan na po kayo?
Oo, noong isang araw.
Having no place to stay, the stranded Badjaus camped outside Manila North Port under the sun and even in the pouring rain.
Kaya hindi kami umalis dito sa pantalan ng barko sa Pel 4. Talaga wala kaming budget.
The Social Welfare Department as well as Good Samaritans provided stranded passengers with food. This morning, Transportation Secretary Arthur Togade has instructed the Philippine Ports Authority to let the stranded passengers board the ship back to their province. The PAA should also provide them food, ticket assistance, and financial aid. Togade notes that they are allowed to go back to their provinces as it is considered as an essential travel. According to the Port Marshal of Manila North Port, the ship going to Zamboanga will sail tomorrow. For News 5, Justine Punsalang. We are One News.
The tandem of Bongbong Marcos and Sara Duterte has released a partial list of their senatorial slate. Included are Representatives Rodante Marcoleta and Loren Legarda, suspended lawyer Larry Gadon, and Senators Mig Zubiri and Sherwin Gatchalian. The list also includes former government officials Mark Villar, Harry Roque, Jinggoy Estrada, Gibo Teodoro, and Herbert Bautista. Marcos spokesman Vic Rodriguez said the slate represents a, quote, mixture of seasoned and proven political personalities. Meanwhile, Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte is looking to push mandatory military service if she wins as vice president. Mayor Sara said in a virtual caravan that pushing for mandatory military service will instill patriotism in the youth. She adds that it could also help the country's military force in case of war. The VP Bet wants all Filipinos aged 18 years old to undergo military training, just like they do in South Korea and Israel.
Dapat po lahat ng ating 18 years old, kapag pagtungtong mo ng 18 years old, you will be given a subsidy, you will be asked to serve our country doon sa ating armed forces of the Philippines.
The 80-year-old man who has been detained in Pangasinan for allegedly stealing mangoes has been temporarily released from jail. The public attorney's office helped to process Narding Floro's release papers after he was detained for at least a week. Floro was arrested for allegedly stealing 10 kilograms of mangoes in Asingan, Pangasinan. He explains, though, that the mango tree belonged to him. Despite this, he was taken into custody and was told to pay 6,000 pesos for bail. Police officers assigned in Asingan have since raised the money for Floro. Meanwhile, netizens took to social media to criticize what they said was an unjust arrest. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.